Welcome back to another Daishinfinity video. In this video, we're going to talk about the tangent line formula. And we're going to derive this formula called the tangent line formula, which is the f of x naught plus f prime of x naught times x minus x naught. I hope you have seen some of these formulas before, y equals mx plus b, like the normal slope formula, or the tangent of alpha for the rise over run, or the MT, so the rise over run of the tangent times the rise over run of the normal slope is equal to -1 or something like that. So in this video, we're going to talk about the derivation of this tangent line formula. First of all, I would like you to take a look into the coordinate system with a function, let's call it f of x. Now if we would have a point, let's say at x naught, which would mean that the output is going to be the f of the input x naught, so f of x naught. So the point we are looking at is x naught f of x naught, and we would like to have a beautiful tangent line on that point. So it's only intersecting the graph at that point p x naught f of x naught, and it will have the rise over run. So I'm going to draw the rise over run over here, delta y divided by delta x. I'm going to write it like this. So the rise over run m, which is the slope of the tangent line, which is going to be rise over run. But we can also say it's just the tiny difference of y divided by the tiny difference of x, which is the same thing as taking the derivative ddx of y. So we just have the derivative at the point x naught. So we know already that the slope of the tangent line is the derivative at the point x naught. Now the line has the slope formula y is equal to mx plus b. You can also call it as ax plus b, for instance, if you want to do it alphabetically. But for the normal reasons, we just use m for the slope. Now, since we have m or a, if you want to call it a, we have y is equal to the f prime of x naught times x plus b. Okay, so we already have this information. Now, the only thing we need to know is the b itself. So we're going to try to find out what b is. So like I told you, let's look at the coordinate system, and we have f of x naught, and we have x naught. Now we can put in a lot of different information. So since we have the the slope formula mx plus b, we know that b is equal to f of 0. So if we put in x is equal to 0, let's say g of x is equal to y, which is equal to mx plus b. So if we plug in for x0, which will be g of 0, is going to be m times 0 plus b, which is just b. So if we plug in 0 over here, which is this point here, then we would get the b for the graph. So for the function, this point is b. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, if you want to call it t or w, I don't really care, because we're just talking about the derivation. So now we have 2 points where we can look at. So we can make another big triangle. Now we can do another rise over run, and we can say, let's take another color, that's delta y and delta x. So delta y is a combination of f of x naught, okay, and b. So for instance, if b is negative, the b will be negative, and somehow the thing will change. So let's take the absolute value on both sides. So let's just take this one as an absolute value, and the delta x2, because the delta x, the x naught, could be also negative, but we don't want the rise over run. So this is also going to be the absolute value of x naught. Very nice. Okay, now let's talk about the rise over run. So m is equal to delta y divided by delta x, which is also equal to the absolute value of f of x naught plus b divided by x naught. Okay, I can just put it in the whole absolute value thing. Now if we look at the positive branch, we can just take out the for positive, so for anything greater than 0, okay, we just say we have f of x naught plus b divided by x naught. Now this was the same thing as the slope of the tangent line at a specific particular point, which is the derivative at the point x naught. So now we have an equation in which we can solve for b, which is very interesting. This is the most smartest idea I had. This problem, I was in an airplane. That was very funny. I was in an airplane and I was sitting inside the airplane and I saw a bag where you can vomit inside, and I used this bag, turned it upside down, where it's just completely white. So I had complete whiteness, and I couldn't use just a pen and paper to write all the derivation, and I got this derivation by myself, so I'm very proud of it. So now we're going to derive it. Let's multiply both sides by x naught. Then we have f of x naught plus b is equal to f prime of x naught times x naught. Okay, now we're going to solve for b, so we're just going to subtract f of x naught on both sides. Since the f of x naught is in the absolute value, I'm just going to tell that b is the f of x naught plus f prime of x naught times x naught. Okay, very nice. Since we have all the information, we can write the slope formula, y is equal to mx plus b, and plug in the m and the b inside, so we would actually get f prime of x naught times x plus f of x naught plus f prime of x naught times x naught. Now since we have f of x naught and f prime of x naught, for on both sides, we can factor it out and say that we have the final formula, y is equal to f of x naught plus f prime of x naught times x naught plus x, right? Well, for negative values of x naught, we can have a minus. So in the book it says x minus x naught. I'm sorry, not x naught minus x minus x naught. Now you factored out this one and this one, so this one should be somehow negative. The negative comes from the fact that we accidentally did the absolute value on the top. So if we would be ignoring that one, the top and the bottom, if this side and this side is both the denominator and the numerator, when they are both negative, then it will be positive and so on. So on the last, it wouldn't really make a difference. So actually this is actually a error which I made. It's a minus sign. So if we would factor it out, it'll become like this. So thank you guys for watching. This is the derived way. We can put a little box inside for the proof of this formula, and in the next video I'm going to talk about the formula of the normal line. Thank you, and we will see us in the next video. See ya.